Dr. Tucker was responsible for training at statewide conferences to financial aid professionals in various collegiate institutions in the state of Maryland on the state's financial aid programs. In addition, she was also charged with coordinating and implementing College Goals Sunday in the state of Maryland, which is a program designed to help students and their parents to complete the free application for federal student aid to qualify for state and private financial aid programs. Can you all say how much we need federal student aid? Dr. Tucker has also worked as a regional manager with the governor's Census 2000 office, serving the residents of the Prince George's County with an outreach program and administering grant funding to community groups to bring awareness of the 2000 census. She received the governor's citation, Paris and Lending, on July 1st, 2000 for outstanding service as a member of the governor's Census 2000 office. She has also served as the department chair of Foreign Language Exploratory for the Prince George's County Board of Education. Ms. Tucker taught Foreign Language Exploratory for 3 years to middle school students. Dr. Tucker holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Arts and Humanities and Speech Communications from the University of Maryland at College Park, a master's degree in education from Regional University, and a doctoral degree in higher education administration leadership from Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland. Dr. Tucker currently lives in the DC metropolitan area and is married. She also has 3 small, beautiful children, who she currently is taking care of on a full-time basis. And I would like to welcome her up. Please welcome Ms. Tucker.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
And thank you for that lovely introduction. See if I can get this microphone. I want to thank Sean for that song because it makes me a little more comfortable with my comments that I have to make about our Creator. So you have set the atmosphere here this evening, and I thank you for that. I'd like to start out by first thanking Dr. Lindsay, the advisor here at the Howard University chapter of the Golden Key International Society. Greetings to all the faculty, friends, and family, and distinguished guests here today. It is truly an honor and a pleasure to be here tonight. And just know that I'm humbled and touched by your invitation to be the keynote speaker here this evening. As I thought about what my topic should be tonight, I wanted to leave you with something that you could relate to, something to ponder, and something to inspire you as you all are approaching your graduation. I have learned over the course of my career that planning is essential to meeting our goals. So my message tonight is plan to succeed. Because we know that we can't rely on happenstance, we can't rely on chance, we can't rely on our feelings because they can change from day to day, month to month, and year to year. So all of us under the sound of my voice, we were all created with a purpose. So pursuing our education and striving for excellence in our individual fields, we are shaping the tools that our Creator has given us. And those tools are our gifts, our talents, and our abilities, which help us to pursue the purpose. Our currency here in the United States of America has embossed on every bill and coin, "In God we trust." So I believe once we know our purpose by our Creator, we can then prevail to our highest heights in our gifts, our abilities, and our talents. He is granted with each of us here in this room. And if maybe you would doubt your Creator's existence, if you hold your nose and cover your mouth and get to the point where you can't take in the air that you breathe every day, perhaps you will then realize that only a Creator can give you the air to breathe, the one that gives you your purpose. So I was raised in a Christian household, know that many are the plans in our hearts, but it's truly our Creator's purpose that prevails. So the Golden Key International Honor Society mission states that we are scholars that are reaching and making plans all over the world to change our communities. Many of our forefathers have paved the way with their blood, their sweat and tears. If anyone in here has recently seen 12 Years a Slave. And so that we can achieve a higher calling to help or mentor people around the globe, those who have a hunger to improve their life. Golden Key members and chapters reach over 2 million people around the globe, creating a platform for us to thrive and serve mankind with our gained knowledge. Sadly enough, though, in 2013, about 1 in 5 students did not graduate high school. And the Black student college graduation rate remains dismally low at a level of 45%. Our dropout rate is soaring higher than it was 20 years ago. Even though we have been born into a time in history in which we have the right to learn, we see the value of higher education being pushed to an all-time low. But studies show that 60% of all jobs in the U.S. economy require higher education. So I applaud every Golden Key member and those that are being inducted tonight for your pursuit of higher education. So tonight I say we have to strategically pursue towards success. So we have to plan. So tonight I want to break down the word plan. And I have a word for the acronym. P stands for persevere, L stands for learn, A stands for aspire, and N stands for navigate. As I said at the beginning remarks, it is truly an honor to become part of an international organization that promotes service, strong leadership, and the mission to help change the world through excellence. Frederick Douglass famously said, "I would unite with anybody to do right and nobody to do wrong." So I first want to start about talking in my plan to succeed with P, to persevere. And just a basic definition of perseverance is an essential key to attain your goal in life. It is continued effort to do or achieve something despite difficulties, failure, or opposition. The action or condition or an instance of persevering, steadfastness. Life presents obstacles and many challenges to our purposes. And for our plans to succeed, we have to remain focused on our target destination. Examples in past history, such as Rosa Parks, became an icon of the civil rights movement. But what we don't really talk about a lot from Rosa Parks is the suffered hardships that she had as a result of her position. Due to economic sanctions used against activists during that time they were blackballed, she lost her job after the Montgomery bus boycott. She suffered hardships as a result. Her husband quit his job after his boss forbade him to talk about his wife on the legal case. Parks traveled and spoke extensively about these issues. In spite of her fame and constant speaking engagements, Parks was not a wealthy woman. And then she went on to donate most of the money from her speaking engagements to civil rights causes and lived on her staff salary and her husband's pension. In 1980, Parks widowed and without immediate family rededicated herself to the civil rights and educational organizations after she had disappeared for several years. She co-founded the Rosa L. Parks Scholarship Foundation for college-bound high school seniors, to which she donated most of her speaker fees. Golden Key International Honor Society states that scholarships not only represent a monetary reward to us here, they are a symbol of persistence, purpose, and performance. Being raised in a Christian home, I was taught to use resistance, rejection, hardships as a building block which taught me to persevere very early in life. I was raised in a public school system that wanted to label me as a slow learning reading disability. Thank God that I had parents that went to the school to make sure that I was put in regular classes. They wanted to label me because I had dyslexia. So instead of saying lunchbox, I sold box lunch. Not that I couldn't learn, I just learned a different way. I used that as an opportunity to develop my character over the years. I went on to high school to become an honor roll student every semester until graduation. That developed my character and opened my mind of how to achieve my plan of becoming an educator overall. Next step, after I finished my master's degree, I went on to apply a year later to be admitted into a doctoral program at Regent University, in which I was rejected. I was told that I did not have enough executive experience to aspire to that goal. That didn't stop me from what I learned in my younger years in high school. If one door is shut, you have to persevere and find another. I went on to apply another year later after I sought my position with the state of Maryland at the Maryland Higher Education Commission, and I was admitted into the same doctoral program. Then I ran into a friend during that course of time that was currently at a program at Morgan State University, and they offered me a gold seeker scholarship to transfer into their doctoral program. So I stand before you today, had I not gone past that first closed door, I wouldn't be standing here today if I didn't persevere to become doctor. So this leads me to my next action in my plan to succeed with the letter L, which is learn. The Gold Key website states, we are not bookish, we are learned. Education is a kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel, and that was quoted by Socrates, the great philosopher. But something that has sustained me in the good book, in Proverbs 1:5, it says, a wise man will hear and increase learning. Scholars, we are the top 5% of our classes. We have been identified by Golden Key International. Through our education, we have gained knowledge, and it is our duty to pass that knowledge along to others to keep and not keep it to ourselves for our own gain. When Frederick Douglass was a hired slave, he taught other slaves on the plantation to read, beginning with the Bible and the New Testament, at a weekly Sunday school. As word spread, the interest among slaves in learning to read was so great that in any week, more than 40 slaves would attend his lessons. For about 6 months, he went unnoticed by his own master. Other plantation owners became incensed about their slaves being educated. One Sunday, they burst in on the gathering, armed with clubs and stones, to disperse the congregation permanently. And we now have the privilege to learn and teach openly to all races and ethnicities throughout the world because of forefathers like Frederick Douglass. We can touch someone through Golden Key. There are so many chapters and members that are located in Australia, Canada, India, Malaysia, New Zealand, South Africa, the Bahamas, and here in the United States. By sharing our accomplishments with one another and expanding our experiences. We have to use our knowledge and education by living a life that teaches this generation and future generations. So if we persevere and focus on always learning, then we're halfway to that plan of success. Next in my plan to succeed, I focus on the letter A for aspire, which is to have great ambition, an ultimate goal, a desire strongly aspired. I had a goal to become at the top in my field when I was at the Maryland Higher Education Commission, and I was one of 5 minorities at the time on staff. And I decided that I wanted to enter higher education institutions so that others behind me could see themselves in those arenas. So I aspired to that level. So in 2003, when I started the doctoral program at Morgan State University, I was on track to finish my degree within 3 years. During that course of time, I was married, and I had completed my proposal and defended in December of 2006. And shortly thereafter, my husband and I found out that we were being blessed with one of God's greatest gifts, and that is to have a child. From 2003 until 2012, I had 3 beautiful children, and I had decided that I wanted to focus on them. And so I currently have a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 6-year-old. I received a letter from Morgan State University letting me know that I was reaching the statutory limitation on my degree, which means that it was about to expire. So it was either finished or not finished. So at that time, I had to again remember the lessons that I learned in my childhood and persevere past how I felt, what my circumstances were at the time. So I knew that my Creator had a purpose for me. So what I did was I pulled on the family, the friends, the mentors, all those around me that were in agreement with the goal of finishing the doctorate within a year. I had 1 year to finish. At the time, my son was 1, my daughter was 3, and my oldest daughter was 5 going on 6. I didn't think it was possible. If anyone in here has nieces and nephews, or maybe even perhaps a child yourself, lack of sleep, they want your whole attention. But I had to look at the bigger goal, the broader purpose. I had to look at the call and what was given to me to take on. And I knew that it would mean a lot to my children, and also the time and the investment in the education for me to finish. So I had to remember what my aspirations were. So 10 years later, it was over the course of 10 years later, there was a 6-year span, a 6 to 7 year span in between when I started. I had wrote the first 3 chapters, and I had a year to redo the entire dissertation. And at this time last year, I stood before Dr. Lindsay and 3 other committee members and successfully defended my dissertation. The drive to continue to learn. If you keep yourself in a place that you never reach a certain level where you cannot learn, you should always be learning, always growing, always striving to aspire. Because Golden Key International Honor Society says, stand up, step out, make a difference. In your plans to succeed, as you master what it takes to stand up and step out, our race enjoys the few privileges we have because there were some who believed it was far better to stand up than to lay back. It was far better to stand up than to sit down. It's because of them that I am here tonight to be able to speak to you. So lastly, I would like to leave you with the letter N in my plan to succeed, for navigate. Lastly, our our plan, our thoughts need to be focused on the fulfillment of our purpose, regardless of time, circumstances. You need to learn how to navigate through that plan. Unfortunately, you don't get any practice. You learn how to navigate through on-the-job training. That means you're going to have some fender benders, you're going to have some head-on collisions, you're going to have some situations where you are completely totaled. In those situations where you find yourself in a total collision, after you shed a tear or two, maybe three, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep on as you have a plan and stay focused on your goal to succeed. You don't have time to feel sorry for yourself or tell other people how bad things are for you. You may have to reprioritize and put some relationships on the back burner or take a new route that you did not anticipate or learn to do something a new way. Navigate, steer, and make your way through the journey to the fulfillment of your purpose. Use the community being provided through this organization, and of course, your family, friends, and mentors to help read your map along the way. Ladies and gentlemen, this plan all needs to be ingrained into your mind, into your subconscious. All your thoughts need to be focused on what your plan and your purpose is, and you will find that no matter what the world brings, your family, whether it's from your family, your loved ones, your spouse, your job, your kids, no matter what it is, you will not throw away your plan to succeed. You will be well on your road to succeeding, but remember to plan. Persevere, learn, aspire, navigate to new levels. Your Creator has given you the map of your purpose. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Hello. I hope you all are excited as I am. Yes. Okay, everyone. I basically want to just take time out to recognize some of our honorary members that we have here tonight. Every year on campus and around the globe, there are a small group of individuals that we recognize as honorary members who are going to be recognized by our society. Our honorary members sit here tonight, and we want to take time out to just first show them our appreciation because they dedicate time, energy, and service to the betterment of our community and this university. So if we could please show them our appreciation. To recognize outstanding faculty, administrators, and community leaders who excel in their research, teaching, professions, or service. Today, you will join the ranks of such luminaries as Walt Disney, Nobel Peace Prize winner, human rights activist Desmond Tutu, and world-renowned astronaut John Glenn. Honorary members play an important role here at Howard University. We value all that our honorary members do to assist our chapter and to help society grow, including attending our events, mentoring our members, serving as champions of Golden Key on campus and within the communities around the world. We congratulate you tonight for your commitment and we thank you from our chapter. We'll first start out recognizing our first honorary member, Ms. Karen Nash. Ms. Nash is currently the director of the 21st Century Advantage Program within the Howard University School of Business. She has been in this position for over 8 years, and when I have a personal testimony, I want to let you know that she puts forth every effort into making sure that the students that come through the program, we are polished and we are diamonds in the rough. And she makes sure that we graduate as polished students as we navigate to our careers. So we want to thank her for that.
was a transition for her after serving 17 years in the investment management and private wealth management industry. She completed her degree at Federal City College with a BS in computer science. She started her career with the federal government. She helped bring in the bicentennial in 1976, working with the Department of Interior, where she served at the White House under Nixon, followed by working as General Service Administrator as an information specialist, and lastly, under Jimmy Carter in the Executive Office in the White House Correspondence Office. Last year, Ms. Nash, who is a member of the National Association of Professional Women, was recognized as one of their Women of the Year in 2012 and 2013 by the Association of her work in higher education for developing young adults, which once again speaks to her testament to the development of the students within the 21st Century Advantage Program within the School of Business. She currently resides in Hyattsville, Maryland with her husband, Alexander, and their son, Keith, daughter, Katrina, and grandson, Sergio. Representing Ms. Nash with the Golden Key Pen and a certificate of honorary membership, which reads, this certificate that Ms. Nash is an honorary member of the Golden Key International Honor Society and is hereby granted all rights, all privileges, and all honors thereunto and pertaining, in witness thereof, the seal of society, and signatures of the council officers thereof and hereunto. If you'll please accept your recognition. Y'all still awake out there? Okay. Our next member is Mr. Ryan Jones. Mr. Jones is a graduate of Strayer University with a Bachelor of Science in Computer Information Systems. He served 10 years within the Air Force and has been a licensed financial advisor since 1997. He holds the following financial designations: Investment Companies Products Variable Contracts Limited Principles, Series 26, license. Investment Company Products Variable Contracts Limited Representative, Series 6, license. Life Health and Variable Annuity Insurance Agent, Uniform Securities Agent, State Law Examination, Series 63, license. Uniform Investment Advisor Law Exam, Series 65, license. He knows his stuff. As a financial advisor, Mr. Jones is passionate about helping families reach their financial goals. He's one of the individuals that works closely with a lot of the employees and staff members at Howard University, where he has contracts through his company to help serve our university's employees, and he also mentors students through the university. He's a familiar face on campus, and when asked about his influence on students, he says, "I decided to reach back into the community and mentor young people who have the drive to succeed. I'm inspired by their tenacious spirit, and I'm dedicated to helping them succeed in any way I can." Mr. Jones is currently a representative of DALI, and he has been with the organization since 2008. Now I want to step away from his professional designations and just talk a minute about how I met Mr. Jones. Downstairs in the Blackburn University, 4 years ago when I was a freshman, I walked into it bright-eyed, and she said, "Hi, how's everybody doing?" And it was a financial services. Event. He was helping individuals talk about plans to how to reach your goals, how families could go from point A to point B and develop their wealth. And he sat down and he explained to me exactly what it is he does and how important it is that individuals take personal responsibility for their wealth management and how he helps them navigate Plan B that I was so inspired. So I too want to help people not be broke. And he said, you're going to be my mentor, I'm going to help you out. Because I see you have that spirit, that drive that I was telling you all about earlier. And he's done just that. It's been 4 years. And of all the inconsistent things I've seen in my college time, this has been one of the most consistent factors. When I say he served as a support mechanism for me, my family's miles away. For me and those that I actually witness in his presence, they're welcome. He leads by example by showing me how to get things done. When I'm in the library at 2 a.m. and there's a kind of problem that I just don't understand, he lets me know that you can do it, and that's what you were sitting here for. So get it done. This is someone who I am very proud of, and he has all of my respect. So I would appreciate if you all give him a warm welcome, and also support for his lovely wife, Ms. Denise Jones. Because he definitely wants to honor him, and I want to show my appreciation for the dedication that he has had to serve our university community with their financial bonus, the commitment that he's made to mentoring me and fellow students within the Howard University campus, and also his leadership within the financial services field. So if you will please give a warm welcome and show some appreciation for one of my mentors, Mr. Ryan Jones. Our next honorary member, Ms. Roberta McLeod. We want to represent Ms. McLeod because she has been a member of the Howard University community for a very long time. When I say she has put forth all the efforts to maintain the Blackburn Center that you always say is today, she leads this. She leads by example, and she also makes sure that everything is followed in order tonight. Ms. McLeod is a graduate of Hampton Institute and was the director of Blackburn Center for 24 and a half years. Prior to her appointment at Howard University, she served as the coordinator for student activities, University Gallery, and director of Student Center at Pennsylvania State University Capitol Campus in Middletown, Pennsylvania. She served as the program director of the Queens College Student Service Corporations at Queens College within Flushing, New York, prior to her appointment at Pennsylvania State University. She serves as a teacher and traveling tutor for the York Boys Chorus in York, New Jersey. She's also served as the international chairperson for the Committee on Arts for the Association of College Unions International for 2 terms. Ms. McLeod serves on several boards, including the Village Learning Center of the Charter School, Honda Campus All-Star Challenge National Advisory Board, and the National Coalition for Homeless Veterans. She is the director and founder of Essence of Africa, a rites of passage program for girls 8 to 18 in Prince George's County, Maryland. She founded and hosts Art Scope on WPFW FM radio in Washington, D.C., and Black Perspectives in the Arts on WMSC FM radio in Harrisburg, Philadelphia. She is a retired model and dancer. She is a member of several organizations, including Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, the Association of College Unions International, the NAACP, Kiwanis International, Golden Key, and Outstanding Young Women in America. She is the mother of Ronald Sean McLeod, Maria C. Jones, and foster mother of 5 lovely young children. She is the grandmother of Maya and Kayla Jones. Now, Ms. McLeod is nice. She's not here tonight, but we're still going to recognize her because of all that she does. She's put in over 24 and a half years of service to this university, and she is a critical portion of the operations that take place within the Blackburn University. So I want to take time now to say thank you to her, and I want you all to basically show your appreciation right now.
When I call your name, please come forward to be recognized. And I apologize if I pronounce the name. Okay, so first, John Harold Howland. Danita Blackburn. Janae Davis. Sindel Delamri. Cosmo Gandhi. Keyshawn Griffith Roberts. Talisa Hawks. Kiiko Henderson. Jerome Miller.